Can't get enough Great American Family or want to bring it with you on the go? Now you can, anytime, anywhere with GFAM Plus. Watch a commercial-free live feed of Great American Family programming directly on your phone, tablet, or smart TV. Just $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year. You'll unlock brand new original series and movies, plus round-the-clock commercial-free Great American Christmas. Go to gfamplus.com to join today. GFAM Plus. Anytime, anywhere.
Even when I can't find the words, the Prayer Bible helps me to pray through every chapter of Scripture. I'm learning to grasp God's love for me through His Word. I'm claiming His promises. I'm experiencing His peace.
Flix Premium was created to respond to the many requests that we've received from subscribers who want to connect more deeply with our talent and content. Flix Premium offers additional value such as behind-the-scenes access, virtual screenings, and special events that bring you closer to our stars and the creative process. Our mission remains the same: to champion faith, family, and country through uplifting and inspiring programming. Flix offers an experience unlike anything in mainstream media, and we are excited to continue creating content that aligns with your values. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey.
Going? Hey everybody, I'm so glad that you're here with us tonight. Welcome, welcome. Here we go again. I'm very excited. We've got a very fun show ahead like we always do, and I cannot wait to introduce you to the cast of Crossroad Springs. This is a brand new series, and it's making its debut on Great American Family, Flix, and GFAM Plus. And trust me, everybody, trust me, this is one that the whole family is going to absolutely love. I know I do. Some of the things that I love about this great show, we'll just kind of go through, just checking them off. The cast is one, of course, who we're going to be meeting later, but faith, family, community are all right at the heart, which is everything that we stand for at Great American, as you all know. But before we get going, I want you all, we talk about this every time that we're together here on Facebook Live, and well, we got a little announcement coming later. But hop into those comments. Tell us where you're watching from. Tag a few friends or family that you'd love to watch with, and we'll be sharing your shout-outs, your stories, your questions. So jump in and be part of the fun. And I think when I just said stories, I sounded a little Canadian. So if that's the case, let me know in the comments. Got to watch those like sorry and stories. But anyway, okay, speaking of being part of the conversation, we're joined, like I alluded to, by you guys on Facebook, but also on YouTube. And I'd like to say hi to some of you right now. Here we go. No, we're going to do it right here. I was going to grab my iPad, but I'll do it right here into camera. Lynn Rogers from Dallas, Texas. How's it going in Dallas? Lynn, Wayne Hall from Stanford, Florida. I've been to Stanford, Connecticut. I've never been to Stanford, Florida. Gail Sands from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. I've been there. I love that. I love all these places. Sandy Carey from Sevierville, Tennessee. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here, you guys and everybody else. And we got the questions already coming in, which I love to see. We love that feedback. So let's take a moment to answer a few right here. Samantha Hall from Manchester, New Hampshire. Cameron. Here we go. I love your foster dog, Hunter. Any chance he's going to be becoming part of your family? So yes, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I've got this very large Doberman, 100-pound Doberman. He's a foster. I got him from a kill shelter here on the west side of Los Angeles, and I keep getting feedback that people are hoping that he will be a foster fail. I hope so too. The truth is, you know, after, as some of you know, I lost my house in the fires. I don't have the yard. I'm renting a place in Silver Lake. There's no yard. It's 3 stories. He's a 100-pound Doberman. I work on set 12 hours a day. I travel all the time. If I'm really thinking about Hunter's best interest, I'm probably going to try and find a nice, stable home with a yard, some outdoor space. He's a great, great dog, and I've got a few people interested already, but thank you for asking. And by the way, that's very helpful, kind of getting the word out. So if you're interested, DM me and message me on Instagram. We got Julie Roth from Detroit, Michigan. This is all about Cameron. I kind of like these questions. Happy birthday, Cameron. You posted yesterday that you're launching a workout plan. Congratulations. How can I sign up? It was indeed my birthday. I did like this big birthday launch. It's actually more than just a workout plan. It's something that's really, really near and dear to my heart. I won't kind of get too sidetracked tonight. It's called Health 360. It's a functional health coaching program and many different levels of that really looks at 360 degrees of our health, wellness, longevity, peace of mind, and everything. And you can go to, sound like I'm plugging it, but joinhealth360.com, or you go to my Instagram and there's a link right there to check it out. Thank you very much for asking, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Let's stop talking about me and get back to why we're all here, the real stars of the night, although I kind of appreciated that, so thank you. The cast of Crossroad Springs, and you're going to meet them all throughout the show, bit by bit. This is very exciting. We have some joining via Zoom, some here in person. The premiere is almost here. Everybody's streaming on Pure Flix August 28th. And then on Great American Family and GFAM Plus, August 30th. And for DirecTV viewers, that's channel 326 to watch our new series. Again, Crossroad Springs premiering Saturday, August 30th at 8, 7 Central. Tonight is all about it. Episodes are going to be dropping Thursday on Pure Flix, Thursdays on Pure Flix, and followed by the broadcast premiere on Saturdays on Great American Family. It's such a beautiful show. It's a heartfelt story about a family facing real challenges that a lot of us can relate to. And it's also about the small town pulling together and how hope, love, and faith can guide us through anything. I'll say that one more time. Hope, love, and faith can guide us through anything. I really like that. Let's take a look at a trailer, everybody. Crossroad Springs.
Dad, you're pushing yourself way too hard.
Well, if you or your brother had taken over the ranch, we wouldn't have this problem. A stranger in the midst. I haven't seen you here for a while.
It's good to see you too, Dad.
Daniel Newman, you have no business being on this land. As many times as your family's tried to take it from us, it is still ours.
Son, I can't be the one that let this land get away.
Dear Heavenly Father,
give me grace, so that I may know thy will.
Did you really just walk into my cafe? I feel like it's been forever.
I have been working very hard all afternoon.
Working hard. I'm the one that's here, doing it every day.
I just got a mouthful from Dad. Chicago's too far. I'm not visiting enough.
I love my brother so much, and he pushes so hard.
We have to trust that God's hand is in them, even if we can't see the path ahead.
Any idea when you might be coming back? Congregation misses you.
I know you each were given your calling. Can you tell me this? Who's going to lead us into the next generation?
How about that, everybody? How about that? How good does that look? To get us started tonight, I am joined by someone who has been part of this journey from day one, the entire journey. This series would not be possible without his vision, his leadership. As president and CEO of Great American Media, he is so passionate about telling stories that inspire, uplift, and celebrate what matters most. Please welcome the one and only, sorry, Bill, I had to say it, Bill Abbott. And you are the one and only, my friend. You really are.
Well, you're very kind. Happy birthday, Cameron. We're still going to talk about you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let's talk more about me. Okay, Bill, I know that you're super excited about this brand new series. And I say that about a lot of things, obviously, but you're really, really invested and excited about this series. So why is it such a great fit for the network?
Well, Cameron, I've been blessed to be part of many great series in my career, and I have to tell you, this is the best. It combines the best elements of faith, of family. There's a lot of drama. At the same time, you see how the characters love each other and how they really come together in various situations. And the cast is so good. The Jonathan Stoddard, who we'll meet and we'll talk to in a little bit as the pastor, his performance is wonderful, and certainly the entire family on the Hamilton side is great. And then we have Jesse Hutch on the Newman side, with the conflict between these two ranches that have been neighbors for 100 years and have come to not exactly love each other. So so this is a great graphic because it really shows exactly who everyone is. And some of the challenges with an original series are that you introduce a lot of characters at the start. It's hard to keep track of who's who.
Yeah, that's true.
And
so take us through this a little bit.
We're really trying to outline it for viewers.
Great. So yeah, that's a perfect graphic for us to take a look at as you're talking about that. It's basically the family tree, although one of the families, the entire tree hasn't been revealed yet to its extent. But tell us what you can about both the Hamiltons and the Newmans.
Yeah. So you have the sister and the brother who are living at the farm or at the ranch, and they're the patriarchs. There's Willis is the patriarch, and Amy is his sister, is the matriarch, and they're running the farm, or the ranch, basically. And then they have two children who are grown. One is staying local and is a doctor, but not really involved with the farm. That's Emily Alatalo, who plays Janet. And then James, the pastor, has moved to Chicago. And there's a lot of resentment that develops between the dad and the son around his calling not being with the ranch, but being with being pastor at a church, and with his parishioners. So that's a big piece of the plot. And then, of course, his high school sweetheart, when he comes back just for a few weeks to take care of his dad, he runs into Maggie, who's the cafe owner, played by Brittany Underwood, who is fantastic in the series. And they reunite and begin to get to know each other again. And then Eric is a doctor who is a love interest for Janet. So that's the Hamilton family.
Right.
Then Jesse Hutch is with the Newmans. Right now, it's just Jesse, but we learn a lot more about Jesse and what potentially his family's like in subsequent episodes. And then finally, there's a couple who's down on their luck. John McLaren and Aaron Agostino play a couple that she's pregnant, and they interface with the family and the pastor, and it's a fantastic family drama that I think everyone will love. And
it's so beautifully shot, and you're right, the cast is fantastic. You've always, I mean, I guess this is weird for me to say because you've cast me in so many things, but you've always been so good at putting cast together and finding that chemistry and that dynamic. Let's talk about the Hamilton family first. Like, what do you think the viewers will connect with most about the Hamilton family? Some of their struggles, some of their, just family dynamics, really.
Well, exactly. And all families face these challenges where either somebody moves away or somebody marries someone that, they might not be the choice. And so there's tension in families, and they love each other, but at the same time, there is certainly that dynamic that exists. So we explore that in a big way. Sean Johnson, who plays the patriarch dad, Willis, is phenomenal. He's so good. Initially, he's a little rough around the edges, but once you really get to know his heart and where he stands within that family and what he's given up and sacrificed for that ranch over the years. You really grow to love him in the series. And you'll see here he's with Jonathan, his son James, and their relationship is filled with so many great moments, and I know viewers will really enjoy this element.
Absolutely, and of course you already alluded to this, but a big part of the show and the drama is family rivalry. So let's switch over to the feud between these two ranch families. So tell us a little about it. Like what are some of the aspects of this, generational feud?
Yeah, so we've done screenings, virtual screenings for some of our subscribers over the past 6 weeks. So we've shown all the episodes, and there's a feeling that Jesse Hutch as a person, viewers don't want to see him be the bad guy, but then all of a sudden he's so good as the rival to the Hamilton family that viewers embrace that theme and how he's carrying on the family tradition of not liking the people next door because of 100-year-old gripe that they each have against each other, and a lot of that comes out throughout the first couple of episodes.
One of the amazing things I think about Jesse as an actor too is that even though he's, I guess you could say, playing this harder character that's coming on strong against this family, but he's always got layers. Like, as long as you've got like a reason behind it, you've got pain behind it, you've got history behind it, which Jesse brings into everything. I think that's probably why initially maybe the viewers are like, oh no, not our Jesse that we love so much, and then they're kind of like, oh yeah, Jesse, you got this. Like he's such a great actor that way. I mean, in my experience.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He immediately brings an energy and lights up the screen when he comes on, and he's a huge part of the show.
So
so proud to be working with him.
We talked about this a little bit, but resilience, getting through hard times is a theme throughout the show. So why do you think people will connect with that, viewers will connect with that, especially right now?
Authenticity is critical to storytelling at Great American Family and Great American Media and PureFlix. We want to produce content that is absolutely true to life and that you can relate to, and characters you can relate to. And as we talked about, every family has their struggles. Every family has relationships that may or may not be what you want, yet you love each other, and how you get through those times and how you approach life, really, and some of the challenges is central to the story.
Bill, we got some exciting news, and for a minute there we were going to save it and announce it later in the show, but forget about that. Let's just share it right now. What do you say?
So Cameron, you know how hard it is with an original series to be successful and to drive viewership and to get series up and running and renewed. We are so excited about what we've seen and the fan reaction we've gotten that we are going to continue season 1 and produce episodes 7 through 10 in September and October. That will be the final part of season 1. And that's how good the series is, that we do not take chances like this. We are a very risk-averse business. we like to hit singles and doubles. We're not producing big-budget $20 million movies. And we're so confident in the cast and the storytelling, and the production company nicely and Brainpower have done such a great job with this that we are green-lighting episodes 7 through 10 immediately without seeing any results, which for us is unprecedented.
Congratulations. Honestly, that's big news. And it is unprecedented. And I know, like, as somebody been part of announcements like this through the years, how big that is, not only for the network, for the viewers, but also for the cast, who I've been talking to a little bit. I know they're very excited about it too. So congratulations. That's a big deal. And speaking of cast, we got a little bit of breaking news. I don't even know if you know this, Bill, but we're bringing in somebody right here, right now. Like, I'm just kind of rolling with this the best I can. But yeah, as we talked about, every great drama needs a character who shakes things up a little bit. We've alluded to this already. Crossroad Springs, that role belongs to Daniel Newman, a neighbor with a long-standing feud, a sharp eye for opportunity, and maybe just a few grudges to settle. Bringing Daniel to life, we've said it already, as someone we all know and love from his great American Family movies. Please welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Jesse Hutch. What's up, Jesse?
So,
hey, buddy. Can you hear me okay, man?
yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, you're coming in. Okay, we lost you there for a little bit. We've been talking about you. I don't know if you've been hearing, but we're thrilled to have you in. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They're burning. Just cool them off. You got ice back there, wherever you are, wherever you're shooting. I think you're in Utah. But
I am.
I know you're working, and work is amazing, but I also know your dedication to this series and this network, and thanks for taking the time to join us here right now. So let's talk about it. I mean, you normally play the nice guy. What's it like playing somewhat of a villain?
It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. I always like to say, right? You've heard that saying, hurt people. And that's true. I think that there's more depth to someone who has, I don't know, just more pain, something they're dealing through. Why do they hurt others? Why are they angry? Why are they all over the place? And to me, that's a very exciting journey to take someone on, because none of us are perfect. So I actually like that the antagonist is usually this imperfect being. They're not the hero with an arc that goes like this and it's beautiful. It's like, just a mess.
And it's true. And you do that so well. We were just talking about it, actually, that we know, I have the opportunity right now to be playing somebody that's also just, unlike your character, just basically not a good human. And in order to bring some vulnerability, some pain, some history, some background to it, it adds the layers. And like you say, you could actually learn a lot from that. But what do you think audiences might be surprised to learn about him as the season unfolds?
Okay, I think we often look at the bad guy and we think we know them. We think we have them pegged and boxed in and we understand them. And so I think what viewers will find as they watch Crossroad Springs and you see Daniel Newman come to life is that there's more to him than just a hurt background and a past that somehow fits this bad guy genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think people will really resonate with it.
And Bill, chime in here too. I mean, obviously Daniel has.
Yeah, there's a wonderful vehicle that you ride that viewers will love to see too.
Oh, tell me about that.
How do you like that, Jesse?
Well, there's a joke on set that if there's a scene with Daniel Newman, then he'll probably come flying in on an OHV, say some stuff, and then leave.
you get to rip around on those? Is that the idea?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have the best cowboy hat, which I tried to get from production.
Yeah.
And so I have a hat. I got an ATV. I mean, what else do I need?
Did you, Jeff, this is like kind of going off script here a little bit, but did you see on Great American Family's Instagram page the behind the scenes photo shoot of you with that hat up in the hill? Did you see that? Did you? Of course you did, right? I mean, they tagged you in it.
Yes.
But by the way, it looks good on you, dude. Like, you should try to get that. Like, yeah, good on you. That was fantastic.
So I even went to buy one myself, and they were sold out. So
yeah, well, it's because of you.
Trying.
Jesse, you are so good in this series. This is a performance of a lifetime. You are fantastic.
Thank you, Bill.
So, Jesse, what drives the tension? Let's talk about the tension between the families. How much of it is personal? How much of it is business?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's like 50-50,
yeah.
But they all run the same line, because you can't do business without making it personal, especially when you share a fence line that's 100-some years old.
Yeah. And
family tension, right? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my family for real has felt this, right? Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, I noticed that, aunt over here doesn't get along with uncle over there and stuff's happening and I don't know what it is, but it exists. And some families will take it to the grave.
Family loyalty is a huge component within the series, and we see it consistently. Although you'll be challenged later on in episodes 7 through 10.
Yes.
You know, some of the greatest series ever have been based in that family, the feuding between families for generations. If you think back, I mean, so many of them, I can't even name them. But right now, just so you know, the Facebook and YouTube chats have kind of blown up, going nonstop with questions for you. So I want to make sure, as we promise every show, to get to some of those. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to, so now we're going to look at Facebook Live questions. Kim Swanson, Adams Long. She says, Jesse, so used to you playing the good guy, so we already kind of touched on this, but how does it feel and how does it stretch your acting skills to be playing the bad guy?
Man, is it bad to say that it kind of feels at home a little bit?
Yeah, you might want to look at that, man. You might, you know what I mean? You might want to like.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, but I get
So,
you. Let me ask you. Let me like take Kim's question and maybe tweak it a little bit for you. Would you say there's an aspect of playing the bad guy that allows you some sort of like emotional release in some way? Because for me, doing that, I didn't realize it, but all of a sudden stuff was coming out that I kind of maybe needed to come out in a way that I would never do in normal life because I handle things differently in my regular life. But would you say that rings true for you?
Yeah, when you need to bring a character like that to life that makes choices that you don't as a human being,
yeah,
it actually does allow you to reflect. It allows you to think on, man, why would I act like this? What would cause me as a human being to want to ignore certain people in my life or maybe accept these people? And I can walk away with kind of a therapy session, if you will, that allows me to learn and grow as a human being and go home, hopefully a changed man, but not having to live through this for real.
No, absolutely. Beth Barclay says, Jesse, does your character feel misunderstood by the Hamiltons? And if so, why?
Absolutely. There's some subtle things that I tried to bring in, which is, I think he recognizes that there's been generational choices. Mm-hmm. And Daniel wants to make different choices. And he's coming up against this just tension of like, no matter what he does, everybody else sees him as those choices of his family. And he's trying to break it and he just can't break through. So I think you'll notice that. You'll see the tension in that. You'll see where it's like, wait, is Daniel Newman like, is he a nice guy? Hold on, what was that? Wait, bring that moment back.
That's
and
important.
It's gone.
That's important, man. That's important. I agree with that. Okay, so Pamela Smith says, Jesse, most actors say playing a harder character is fun to play. Is that how you feel also? I think you sort of mentioned this already, but you're having a good time.
Absolutely. I always have a good time because you get to find ways to push every character's button, right? And I get to see how they're portraying their characters, and then I get to create a character that goes, oh, you know what? I think he does something a little different just to that person.
Yeah, why not? And here's the one that we all want to know the answer to. How many cowboy hats do you have from Jennifer Kingsbury?
Personally or the character?
You personally, I think.
Personally, I want to get the one that my character has.
Yeah, and would that be number one though? Is that like in your closet at home?
Okay, so yeah, my only other hat basically got destroyed, so I don't have a really good one right now.
Okay, Merry Christmas, Jesse.
It was like an Australian Outback Akubra hat.
You realize,
I loved it forever.
You realize you're going to be getting like an onslaught of Christmas presents from all of your adoring fans out there with different cowboy hats. Maybe one from the cast who are watching. Okay, Shemaya Mills says, question for Jesse. Yep. What is his favorite part of the show? What's your favorite part of being in this show?
I mean, the cast, obviously, and the crew, the people that I get to create this world with. That's always what's so unique and beautiful about being an actor is you come in and you drop into this family, and then you go, and if you're blessed, you come back. And so I really have just enjoyed watching other people bring their crafts to life, right? Whether they're a performer or a camera operator or a set deck builder, whatever they do, I really appreciate everyone that's come on board with us. And man, you just get to live life with these folks, and I love them.
Well, I know they love you too, as does this man right here. Bill, you get the final comment or question to Jesse before we send him on his way and say goodbye and keep moving on to meet the rest of the cast here. But go ahead if you have anything you want to say to Jesse, Bill.
Yeah, Jesse, the thing that strikes me is the cast has such a high level of great chemistry, but they have great integrity too. And, you're leading the way with that. And just the whole group is A, united in the success of the series, but B, they're good people.
Yeah. Well, thank you for putting it together.
Right.
And if anyone on the cast is there can hear me, I'm so sorry I missed you all. I'm not able to be there in person, but I'll be seeing you soon.
Definitely. All right, Jesse, get back to work, whatever you're doing. We appreciate you taking the time. We'll send you on your way. But over here now in Los Angeles, it's time to introduce you to the rest of the cast. I want to shine a spotlight on the matriarch of the family now, portrayed by the incredible Kate Drummond. We all know that every great family has that one person who's like the anchor, who's the protector and the voice of reason. In the Hamilton family, that person is Aunt Amy. She is fiercely devoted to her loved ones, a pillar in the community, and guided by a deep well of wisdom. Let's take a look at the force that is Aunt Amy.
Daniel Newman, you have no business being on this land. As many times as your family's tried to take it from us, it is still ours.
Oh, trust me, I do not want to be here, Miss Amy, okay? But my foreman tells me that Mr. Hamilton and his horse parted ways yesterday. So all I need to know is, did that happen on Newman land, and should I expect to get sued?
Is that all you care about, is being sued? We don't hide behind lawyers every time there's a problem. That's your way.
I didn't see an ambulance come up here, but I did see Janet rush in, so.
That's Dr. Hamilton, and you know it.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, all right? I was a little concerned when I saw her rush in with such haste.
Oh, you were concerned?
Yeah.
I know you want us to think that the feud passed with your father, but we both know that's not the truth.
Just have Mr. Hamilton call me before he reaches out to his lawyers.
Why don't you just pay attention to that fence and stay on the other side of it?
Always a pleasure.
Here we go. There is the feud. Welcome, Kate. Tell us everything. Great to have you here, first of all. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
That was a great
Hi,
scene.
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You look great. Tell us a little bit about Aunt Amy. That was a great introduction to her right there. And obviously, she is part of the Hamilton family. And just tell us a little bit about her role there.
Well, I mean, Aunt Amy is the matriarch, although, I consider her a little bit of the cool aunt on the scene. She's the caretaker, the nurturer, almost like the beating heart, I feel, of the family. She is Willis's sister, and Janet and James are my niece and nephew. And her role is peacekeeper, caretaker, reminding people that our heart is at the center, always.
What a fun character, I'll tell you right that. Sean Johnson plays your on-screen brother, Willis Hamilton, who you just mentioned, the patriarch of the family. Now, Bill and Kate, how would you both describe him?
Stubborn, curmudgeon.
Sorry, yeah, we got a little delay there. That's up to me. That's up to me. Bill, you go ahead, go first, and then we'll follow up with you, Kate.
He's definitely a strong leader who has a very strong point of view that is unyielding and will not change. And that's what's made the family great and the ranch great over the years, is that leadership and being such a caretaker.
And Kate?
Well, and of course, I dive into he's stubborn, he's a curmudgeon, but I'm of course talking about his character at the, as his little sister.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
He's deeply rooted in tradition, and his love is a hard love for a soft heart. And it's interesting because the dynamic between Willis and Amy is very similar to, I have that relationship with my brother. I'm a little sister to my older brother, and I'm always trying to take care of him and hug him and smother him with love. And he's always, just stop fussing. And so I love that sort of relationship with Willis. And Sean is just, he's a gift to work with and to share the screen with. He's very present, and you can't help but to really sort of be affected by him in the work and as a human being. And he's just such an awesome person. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's a throwback, Cameron, to the days of parenting where there was no nonsense, and you didn't win by hugging it out.
Right.
You win by telling people what to do.
I remember that. I remember that style of parenting not from me as a parent, but when I was a kid. Obviously, faith is such a big part of Aunt Amy's story. How do you think her faith shapes the way that she guides the family? You mentioned how you really are there as the protector and the guider of that family. How does faith play a role?
Aunt Amy's faith is integral. It's her backbone. It's everything that she operates from that place for everything, I think. And knowing that Aunt Amy, knowing that she has God guiding her, and that trust in that guidance, she is able to sort of advise and be a lighthouse for people who need it in the community or in the family. So I think her faith gives her courage to make hard decisions and to possibly give the advice that someone may not want to hear, or the hard truths, or those uncomfortable moments.
Sure.
When you have to say something, but that's sort of the...
I like what you said. I love how you said that. Oh, go ahead, Bill. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you light up the screen the minute you come on, and you just do such a great job of that. And your music, we catch a couple of glimpses of you singing with James, and those are wonderful moments. Yeah, it's great that you get to use your music in this series. How did you feel during those moments that you were doing that?
It was very scary to be singing because as a young child, I always thought that I couldn't sing. It takes that one person to sort of say, you can't sing, and then all of a sudden you believe that to be your truth. And yet singing for me personally is something I love to do so much, but I haven't had the confidence. So when it presented itself in this script, in this story, Jonathan was just the most incredible singing partner and gave me a lot of courage because of his courage to sing. And and it's interesting because it dropped me deeper into the character, having that voice, that vulnerable song come out of me was it tapped me into Aunt Amy even more so than I think I was before.
I love that.
And music, Cameron, is such a big part of this series.
Yeah, it really is, and we're gonna be talking more about that as our evening tonight goes on. But it's so true, and I loved what you said too, that it just kind of adds. I mean, it's kind of why music was brought into theater to begin with, to add emotion and feeling for the audience, and it just always has been very effective at doing that. So good for you to dive in. Like, you talked about being sort of afraid or courageous to do that, and then earlier in your answer, if I'm not mistaken, you said faith gives Aunt Amy courage. So there you go. Like you're getting courage from the character and that faith, that underlying faith. I love how it's all tying together for you. So let's talk about more about Aunt Amy's qualities. Which ones do you personally connect with I know you talked a little bit about how you used your personal experience of having a brother into the story, but what about her own qualities?
I really connect with Aunt Amy's heart. I'm a caretaker in my life. I'm a caretaker of animals. I'm a caretaker of people. It's just my nature. I used to be a school teacher, little kids, so I've always sort of been a nurturer. And so that part of Aunt Amy, it feels like it's me.
Oh, that's a good part of you to connect with, for sure, for sure. And I know, Bill, you wanted to talk about, I mean, without giving away any spoilers, you wanted to ask Kate some questions about, you know, some of how she influences turning points of the season.
Yeah, you can be tough too, you know, when you need to be, and certainly you're very skeptical about Willis's approach to the land and the water and making it all work. And we see some really powerful moments where you and James actually have a couple of times where you're not seeing eye to eye. What was that like, shifting from one character trait to another almost at the turn of a dime?
You know, they both behaviors come from the same place, and that's love. So we can fight for our point of view rooted in love, and we can also make peace from our point of view rooted in love. It all comes from that heart center. And so I think anybody watching this knows that there's something in their life that they love, that they will fight for no matter what. And that doesn't always look pretty. Doesn't always look like it's tied up in a pretty bow. It sometimes is messy, and it's unpopular, and it's you risk losing people or losing favor with people. And everything that Aunt Amy does, I just keep reminding myself it comes from this ferocious love for her family.
That's a great.
And the ranch, and the series is so beautifully shot, and the horses and in the stable. I know you're a big horse and animal person. They are really beautiful. People couldn't believe that it was really a working farm when we showed them the series, because it looks so clean and beautiful.
Wow.
And it is for sure a real farm, because the first day I was on set with the horses, I decided I was going to snuggle with one. It was just like tunnel vision to the horses. And so I race over and I find this horse, and he's sticking his head out of his stall, and I'm just elated. And then I hugged him, and then he went with his head, and he gave me a fat lip. And I hadn't even started shooting that day. And I ran to makeup, and I said to Stephanie, I was like, I have a bump. And then I got like a little blood blister and everything. Like there was a wound. That's how much I love these horses.
Well, I'll say that it just adds to the authenticity of your character being on the farm, like on the farm or the ranch. That's perfect. But by the way, that's tough to cover.
Yeah.
That's tough to cover up in makeup, a big fat lip. But anyway, you did great. You look great to me. I didn't notice when I watched it. So.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
All right, so we've got a really great relationship with Parade Magazine. There are friends over there, and they wanted to kind of have some questions. So from Parade Magazine, they want to ask you, what do you hope to see for your character in the future?
Well, for starters, I usually die on television.
Oh.
Like I die weird deaths, and you know, in all the movies that I'm in, I seem to die. So I would like to live a long, lovely life on the That is number one. Secondly, you know, like in all honesty, I really do want to live. But I also would love to see Aunt Amy's her desires met. And by that I mean, is there a love interest? What is it about her that is an unexpressed dream, maybe? You know, she is on the ranch with Willis, but was that always what she wanted to do? Was there something else? Did something sidetrack her in her life? And so I think there's a lot of Aunt Amy that's more complicated than just the nurturer, caretaker, making sure everyone's fed. I think she's a very deep feeling character who hides her personal dreams and personal desires very close to her chest because she's so busy taking care of everybody else. So I'd love to see what is in her heart very deeply.
That's good. By the way, like whenever I've been asked that question about a character, it takes me way longer to like. Great answer. They're fantastic. So you've obviously thought about it. And by the way, the guy beside you in the screen there is the one that should be listening about living a long time, and I'm sure he's going to make that happen. But anyway, let's get to Facebook and YouTube questions that we got for you. We won't keep you guys waiting anymore. Bill Abbott question. Donna Hutchins will be there. Will there be cameos? From Donna Hutchins. Will there be cameos from other great American stars? This is for you, Bill. Will there be cameos on the series? Excuse me for not being able to read that very simple question. Will there be any cameos from any other great American stars in the series?
Well, certainly, and we can't wait to begin work on season 2. And I'm so confident in it, there'll be a season 2. I would be sure of that. But it's a great idea. We brought in Jillian Cardarelli, who was in episode 6, and we're working more and more with, and she just talk about lighting up the room with a performance and a musical moment. She was fantastic, and she'll have a more ongoing role. But it's a great idea, and I appreciate that thought, Donna.
Beth Barkley wants to know, Kate, will your character Amy be a peacekeeper amongst the feuding families, or will she fan the flames?
Oh, well, I don't think Aunt Amy's like a provoker. I don't think she'll poke the bear, so to speak. But I don't think she's afraid of a little heat or a little fire. And if that flame is a cooking, she's going to be there, you know. So, I mean, she'll always essentially be the peacekeeper. But, I mean, you can only push a peacekeeper so far, and then they get a little growly, so.
Okay. All right. And then we've got Kim Swanson-Adams-Long, who's been very active on our questions here. She says, you say you were a school teacher. How did you get into acting?
Long story long. I started acting when I was 30, and I was still school teaching at the time. And it was just a passion that I felt like I had unexpressed. So I can relate to this Aunt Amy idea of having an unexpressed dream. And started acting classes, and then about 5 years later, I decided to take a break from teaching and try my luck, take a leap of faith.
Wow.
And I moved to another city and showed up with no experience and said, here I am, but I have always had faith. And so, yeah.
Actors
it's been a
Flower Shop Mysteries was a big part of that, too.
Say that again, Bill?
Flower Shop Mysteries was in there somewhere, too, which you were fantastic in as
That's right. I was going to say, like, as you're telling that story, actors around the world who have been, like, struggling for decades are, like, just admiring you, and probably there's something to that. So good for you, and we're all thrilled that you did make that transition. And thank you for taking the time. But Kate, before we let you go, we've got someone special from the cast joining the conversation. Aunt Amy plays such a big role in the life of her nephew, James, who we've talked about, a pastor who left his church in Chicago to come back to the family ranch. James is played by Jonathan Stoddard, and we're so excited to welcome him tonight. But first, let's take a look at a clip.
You're like an answered prayer.
It's great to see you, Aunt Amy.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Well, if I can be a part of the solution, I'd love to be.
Well, just seeing you drive up is giving me strength.
Where's Dad?
Oh, where else? In the barn, ordering everyone around.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Well, come on, let's grab your things. I have your room all set up for you. I just can't believe you're here. It's so good to see you. You packed light?
Well, yeah, I don't have too many ranch clothes anymore, and my work clothes in Chicago, they're a little different these days.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good thing I have your jeans and boots inside still.
Surprised Dad hasn't thrown those out yet.
I know you and your father haven't always seen eye to eye, but we're glad you're here. Okay, let's get you inside. You must be hungry. I'll fix you up something to eat.
Home-cooked meal sounds nice.
Well, that I can do.
I mean, it's just such a beautiful looking show. I love that scene. I love the dynamic between the two of you. Welcome, Jonathan. Thanks for being here. Again, we've been sort of singing your praises so far during the show. But talk about stepping into the boots of James Hamilton. What's it like?
So every now and then a project comes along that speaks to you in unimaginable ways because it's not just a character. It kind of feels like a part of your life, that it just feels like it's something more. There's a calling to the role. There's something. And the amount of parallels between James and myself, I mean, it was amazing. And then stepping into and meeting the cast like Kate and Emily and Brittany, this was already a family from day one. So we had a remarkable time together doing this.
I think it really shows. I mean, and everybody at home will see this, you know, when they watch, is that it's so important. And I told Bill this already, that he's so good at putting together the chemistry and the cast and that family dynamic and aspect. I mean, there really wouldn't be a show without it. And you guys have got that just so beautifully, and it really does come through the screen. Now, Kate, you were such a big part of getting James to come back home, right? So what's that like from both of your perspectives, that aspect? Go ahead, Kate.
I mean, I think Aunt Amy knows how much family means to all of us in the unit. And, you know, having to ask James to come home is a difficult thing, because for starters, they don't want to burden anybody else. You know, Willis and Amy have taken on this ranch and are trying to keep it afloat on their own. But, you know, Aunt Amy says she's at her wit's end because, you know, Willis is hurt and, you know, we've got all of these things going wrong with the ranch. And to ask James to come and to be vulnerable enough to say, listen, I need you, and put that on him was a difficult ask, but it was a necessary ask. But then when Aunt Amy gets, you know, James home, she doesn't want him to leave. But then there's that push-pull between his, you know, knowing what his calling is and what she would like for him in terms of being at the family ranch.
Yeah, and I think, Kate, that is such a big piece of what, you know, your character arc is and what James's character arc is. And some of my favorite moments of this series are the two of you together and that interaction that you have and the give and take. And we actually have a clip here where we talked a little bit about you being a great musician, and we know certainly that Jonathan is second to none. So we'd love to show that now.
I was thinking we should get some proper chairs in here. What do you think?
What are you saying? I'm too good for this hay bale?
No, it's just a bit scratchy.
Yes, it is. I was thinking about hanging the guitar right there.
Look at you getting comfortable.
It's just a quiet place for me to make some noise, that's all.
Yeah, I like it in here too. There's something about the way the light filters in.
The sunbeams.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what you mean.
I feel at peace.
Why don't we shake it up a little bit?
Oh, okay.
Girl time second.
Okay, sure. What'd you have in mind? Oh, James, it's been a long time.
You remember it?
Of course. You go first.
Okay. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. 'Cause God's gonna trouble those waters. Take it away.
See that child all dressed in red.
Wade in the waters, children.
Must be the children that Moses led. 'Cause God's gonna trouble those waters.
Wade in the water. Wade in the waters, children. Wade in the waters. 'Cause God's gonna trouble those waters.
What chemistry.
What
That
chemistry is right, and I could listen to that all day, Bill. I mean, you
Me
kind of
too.
teased that up, and wow, guys, wow, really. Bill, talk a little bit about, just before we say goodbye to you and to Kate and move on with some of the cast that we have here, but I really there is something very special between these two characters, and obviously you were very pivotal in making sure that that chemistry was there. So talk a little bit about how important they are to the canvas, to the family dynamic.
Oh, they are critical. You have the aunt and then James, who's done his own thing, and she, as a nurturer, gets why he's made that move, but she also gets how important it is that he is back with the family and helping to take care of the ranch. And it's within those moments that you begin to see him change his mind a little bit and create the conflict of whether he stays or whether he goes back to his parish. And that's the essence, really, of the first 6 episodes, the two of them in that struggle.
And it's like, yeah, you're right. It is very pivotal. And I got to say, Kate, just really quickly before we say goodbye, you said you were a little nervous, kind of sick. You sound so, both of you clearly just sound so good. I mean, that was mesmerizing. Like, I was just locked in. I was trying to figure out what we're doing next and look at things, and then I was just locked right in. Kate, well done.
No,
It's Jonathan's influence. He's magic. He
is
really
magic.
is.
No, she's
love
incredible.
him,
We had. I was just gonna say we had a couple songs that we were able to pick from before going into.
Okay.
It. And we got together a handful of days after set, trying to figure out which one we were gonna do, and we're both nervous because we don't exactly know what's gonna happen for music and filming and how, like, on the day, how it's gonna evolve. But she, okay, I have to tell you this. She kept it so casual during, like, our rehearsals, like in the evenings and stuff. She'd be like,
what do you mean by casual? Yeah, like
just so underplayed. She'd be like, wait in the water.
Oh, I see. Like vocally.
Totally. He yells action, and we start going, and this voice comes out. And all I remember is yelling cut, and I turned to her, and I was like, Kate? You've been hiding that this whole time?
It's really fun to hear how some of these things come together, like behind the scenes, and how it develops, because we just see that beautiful moment and sounding incredible, but boom, like, there you go. You worked up to it, Kate. Well, congratulations.
But
go ahead.
Can I just add one thing?
Of course.
And then I'll leave so you can get to all the other cast.
We got time.
But like, this is the coolest part of our job, is that we get blessed to have these characters given to us, and we start working on how we relate to them, how we can bring them to the screen as authentically as possible, tapping into things. And then you get something that you stumble with, that you're kind of vulnerable or insecure about, and then if you're lucky, you get a beautiful scene partner, cast member like Jonathan, who gives you the courage and reminds you that, hey, I'm going to be brave, and you're not going to be alone, and I've got you if you stumble. And that is also deeply rooted in Aunt Amy's faith. And so I didn't know that that song was going to end up being like that. But when we were shooting the scene, you can't help but to drop in and be present and be living this truthful moment with this other actor. Like, you're in it. And then you have to surrender as an actor to what's happening in you and in your heart. And hopefully, if you're not, you know, if you can get out of your own head, it just kind of comes out of your heart. And that's where the song came from. And Jonathan, it was that didn't happen on its own. It happened by this beautiful chemistry with Jonathan and I. And I'm just really grateful for him because he makes me a better actor. So, yeah, and he makes me sound good.
Well, listen, it takes two.
Hard work too. Meeting after, you know, the day's over, and I'm sure you're tired, and yet looking ahead and getting prepared and thinking about your role. And you guys are just such professionals.
And for people at home too, guys, listening to you guys talk about a scene like that, you know, in different ways, I think maybe actors can relate to having a moment come together and happen in that way. And I was just thinking about, like, after they call wrap and they're moving on to the next scene, or maybe it's like a wrap on the day, that buzz, that high that you ride after shooting a scene like that, when it all comes together and you just know, and you know, and you guys knew, and you did it, and it's beautiful. And thank you for, you know, just sharing it all with us. And I can't wait, you know, for everybody at home to see more and more. And all of it starting with you, Bill. So thank you, Bill, so much for bringing us this amazing series. And thank you for, you know, everything that you do, Bill Abbott. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And Kate, it was also so nice and wonderful hanging out with you and getting to know you tonight as well. So thank you both for joining us virtually like that. All right?
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, guys, of course. Big hugs back, and we'll talk soon, no doubt. And obviously, Jonathan, you're sticking around.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere. You're actually going to be hanging out with me for a while. You're going to basically be like guest hosting here, or co-hosting with me for a little bit. But I know later, we heard one song with you already. You're going to be performing with Jillian Cardarelli, an original song. And I don't want to give too much away because we're going to talk about it more later, but that you guys wrote, I'll just say very quickly, that was inspired by this incredible series. And maybe we'll even get to hear some of it. So stick around, young man. You're not going anywhere. But first, in Crossroad Springs, of course, family is everything. And one of the people who knows James best is his sister, Janet. She's a doctor. She's deeply rooted in the community, and she's played by the incredibly talented Emily Alatalo. Let's take another look, everybody.
Well, it's about time you came back.
Really, Janet, I just got a mouthful from Dad. I get it. I get it. Chicago's too far. I'm not visiting enough. Church is too demanding.
I meant back from the fields. Come on.
I'm sorry. It's just a sore subject.
For both of us. You know he's proud to have a pastor in the fold.
Yeah, I want to believe that I do. It was just easier to feel when Mom was around.
Of course. She's the one that taught us to follow our separate paths.
Yeah, she was. Now Dad's got two apples that rolled far away from the tree.
I know.
Neither of us have any kids to take over either.
I know.
I'm really grateful that you're close enough to be able to take care of him. Thank you.
It's me and Eric now.
How is Dr. Eric?
He's doing well.
And?
And we've been dating for 6 months.
Get out of here. Good for you.
Thanks. It's not that serious yet. Dad seems to be happy in his care, so that's a good thing. For now.
He must be one heck of a doctor.
He is. I think Mom would have liked him.
She really taught us to value being of service, didn't she?
Always giving. Never let us be more concerned about ourselves than about others.
Yeah, she was quite the woman.
There it is, that dynamic between the two of you. And by the way, everybody at home, these two are like holding hands during that scene. Like, it's so nice. They really do like each other. It's just not on TV. Welcome, Emily. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you. We're thrilled about this series. Janet Hamilton, tell us about her and why, and what is it about her that you think that the viewers will really kind of relate to and connect with?
I love Janet. I had so much fun playing her. She is just so capable. She is determined and focused and so confident in who she is and what she wants out of life. And I just really feel like she's someone that you'd want on your side.
That's a good friend to have.
Yeah,
someone you want on your side. I mean, listen, this is all about family against the other family. So yeah, you want those team members for sure. Now, Jonathan, tell me a little bit about how you found out that Emily was going to end up playing your sister on Crossroad Springs.
So Emily and I did a movie in December, and while we were filming, we literally, like, there were multiple times where, like, you know what? There are a lot of similarities, energetically, kind of cut from the same cloth. Like, we could be brother and sister.
Yeah.
And we just kind of joked about it. Like, it was just kind of a fun thing. And then fast forward a couple months later, she calls me, and she goes, "Are you doing a job in Toronto?" And I know she's from Toronto, so she's like, and I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Crossroad Springs?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm playing your sister."
I thought he did it. I was like, did you do this?
I was going to ask. I was going to ask on the production that you guys talked about it. Was there anybody in that production that was also like related to this, or it was just one of those things that you kind of manifested, you put out there, and it just happened?
Oh yeah, it was a joke on set. Everyone said, you look a little too like siblings to be playing love interest.
Okay.
Somebody was listening.
Somebody was listening. Somebody was listening. Okay, let's talk about. We saw that beautiful scene. You guys, connecting during it. Tell us about the dynamic, the sibling dynamic that you have between the two characters.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that we really get each other. Our mother, we've lost her, but she really encouraged us to pursue our passions, and we both did that, but we both really understand what it feels like to be fulfilled in your career, but have that pull to home.
Sure. And there's a real bond between the two of you, right? Because of that, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Jonathan?
Well, there's also just such a beauty and a joy already knowing somebody going into a production like Crossroad Springs. So I already knew about her husband. We've already had so many of the conversations. We've worked with each other with processing characters and bringing it to set and everything. And so I feel like that ease and that comfort really translated into our characters as brother and sister going into this. Because I mean, we would tease each other on set, but then even off set, when her husband was there and everything, and we'd get together, we'd go over lines, and even to say, like, Emily and I we would be sitting there going over scripts and stuff. If there were ideas or thoughts or things that we're like, oh, what about this idea, that idea? There was like 1 or 2 times where, kind of like natural siblings, we had that stubbornness. We'd go, and then instantly squashed.
I remember that very well, actually.
It was like, talk about the instantly squashed part, because it, like, in some people's experience, that doesn't always happen with siblings. You know what I mean?
No, and that's the beautiful thing about working with Jonathan is we had that moment. We both felt very passionately about how this scene should be going, and I just looked at him. I said, "Are we having our first fight?" And he laughed and he said, "Okay, I'm so glad you brought that up." And we were just able to be like, okay, we both care so deeply about this, and we have the same goal, and it was just a beautiful moment, and I think really brought us closer.
It was amazing.
And so see, look at these two. And for people at home also, like you talked about the gift or the, just the benefit of knowing somebody before going into production. Sometimes you go into these productions and we shoot them really quickly and they kind of move very quickly, and sometimes you got to get to know somebody really quickly and have this history and this bond, and we're actors and we do our best in the moment, obviously. But also, it helps when you do know somebody going in, and like I just shot a sequel to a movie where I already worked with somebody. So it's like you come in with that familiarity and that comfort, and it shows, and it really helps for sure, because that's history between you two. Yeah. Now, Janet's perspective on things a little bit different than her father's and her bros. So tell us a little bit about like how her perspective on things is different.
Absolutely, yeah. I was kind of thinking about it, and I think for Dad, for Willis, he goes with his gut. And then Aunt Amy is from the heart. She leads with her heart. Yeah. And Janet is more cerebral. She's very analytical, kind of leads with her head. And then James is really a direct line to God. He sees every situation through the eyes of God. And I think it's a beautiful dynamic as a family.
So one of the really wonderful things is that all the women from Aunt Amy to Emily's character, these are strong, well-established, amazing women. So they put their heart into everything. And how that helps motivate the season and motivate the family. So from the love and the care and our dynamic, because we both understand that our father wanted somebody to take over the ranch, and we both had callings to go elsewhere.
Yeah. And
so there's so much love and compassion because both of us understand that we couldn't meet that expectation.
Sure.
And it just plays out beautifully.
Now you've got the relationship and the dynamic with your father, with your brother, but there's another man in Janet's life too. So tell us about that relationship as well.
Yes, I work with Dr. Eric Randall at the clinic, and he is smart and driven and kind and incredibly handsome.
So dreamy.
So dreamy. Very dreamy. And we have a bit of a romance that takes place during season 1. And he is played by my favorite actor in the world and my real life husband, Franco Lopresti.
I mean, if that's sort of like burying the lead right there. Like that is like what a gift that is.
It was so amazing.
So tell us about how that came about. Like
it's so incredible.
Yeah.
We originally had Janet with another love interest, and then they did a few rewrites, and I was asking at a wardrobe fitting, I said, who did they cast for my love interest? And they said, no one yet. So I immediately got on my phone and called my husband. And I said, talk to your agent right now. You could be my love interest. And so he called his agent, and sure enough, they had already checked his availability. And there was a dinner where I was doing a strong pitch to Bill, showing photos of Franco in suit, saying, look, wouldn't he be a perfect doctor?
Did you just go for it, or were you trying to be subtle? Like, how does somebody accomplish this?
There was nothing
subtle about it.
Were you there?
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a hard sell. It was a hard pitch.
Hard sell,
and I hadn't met him yet. So, because we had already started filming, and his role hadn't been cast yet. So I was like, okay, this will be like, bring on the whole family.
How did you think she did on the pitch? Like, in other words, you think this is going well, or like, oh, she's like, you know what I mean?
I would have cast him.
You would have cast him. Well
just
done.
on the pitch.
I mean, clearly you did a good job.
It was my first time meeting Bill, too, so I'm sure Bill was, I don't know what he was thinking. But
he's used to it. He's seen it
Bill was
like
amazing.
he's seen it all. I mean,
he was so amazing, and he loved the story, and he thought it was amazing, and he really supported that. And sure enough, Franco got the call the next day.
Yeah, well,
and they're
well
incredible
done.
together.
Well done. Do you get 10% of your husband? No, I want to get
100%.
Yeah, you get 100%.
Yes.
As you, well, look, tell me about it. Okay, so now we talked about the rivalry between the Hamiltons and the Newmans. It adds a lot of tension to the story. We all love tension. How does that conflict between the two families directly impact your characters?
I think for me, I'm really seeing how it's affecting my father's health. All of this stress and tension and pressure is really starting to take a toll on both my dad and Aunt Amy, their physical and mental well-being, and that's a huge concern for me. And it leads me to need to spend more time at the ranch and take a bigger role there.
I mean, I feel like that dynamic, that aspect of it, just, you know, as somebody that's seen it, you guys haven't yet, will just draw people in even deeper. Like, I really do think that the conflict and the, you know, the strength that you talked about with these characters really is empowering. It's interesting. It's engaging. Before we kind of move on to some other things, I want to hear more, like, really about the essence of Janet. So, what else can you tell us about her before we kind of move on?
That's interesting. What else can I say about Janet? I think if you were to be lost in the woods, you would want Janet to be with you. Like, she's your girl. She's so capable, and if you get injured, she can fix you up, and she really cares. She would never leave you behind.
I like that. I like that. Those are the kind of friends we all need. Hearing you talk about the way that your characters lift each other up, and Janet lifts everybody up, it really reminds me personally, if we take a minute here, how important it is for all of us just to take time to recharge. I mean, life just moves so incredibly quickly. We all know that. It's so easy to forget to slow down, take moments for ourselves. And for me, you know, maybe for many of you too, that means kind of getting outside, getting in touch with nature, like a hiking trail, and letting the fresh air kind of clear my mind. Other days, like this morning, for instance, it's starting with a few minutes of meditation to simply sit and reflect. And for many people, it's the prayer Bible, if you know it. It's another great way to create that same stillness and meaning in your day. It's just really beautiful. It combines scripture and prayer. I've got one right here. And reflections that encourage you to pause, think about what you're reading, make that quiet time for your focus, just really focused and intentional, making sure I have it right side up and I'm not holding it upside down, because that's not so mindful and focused. But it's really, really beautiful, everybody. I highly recommend it. If you want to make this part of your own daily routine, you can just visit prayerbible.com and you can order yours today. And we'll be talking a little bit more about this later, but check it out if you're interested. Okay, I'll put this back down and we'll keep moving on with the show, but we always love to talk about meaningful and virtuous things like that, and ways to make our days, ourselves, our inner qualities even better. So there you go. And speaking of that, all of you do that for us as well. So we're going to get to YouTube and Facebook questions. Get ready. These are the hard-hitting questions. Forget about Cameron Matson's questions. This is from Beth Barkley. Jonathan, what were your thoughts when you found out that you were going to play the part of a pastor?
So it's actually kind of a funny story, because originally when they had sent me the script, it was a very kind of open-ended, hey, we'd love you for the lead of this. And I said, great. And so I read it. And originally, when I read it, the story was a little bit more about Emily and Daniel Newman. And their story. So I thought that I was going to be Daniel's character. And then when the offer came in, it had a different name on it, James. And I go back, I was like, wait a minute, James is, oh, he's the pastor. Oh, wait, but I'm the rom-com guy. Oh, okay, wait, let's do a deeper dive. So I reached out and they said, yeah, we really want you to play James. We feel like you'd be perfect for this. And we're gonna be adjusting the story a little bit to be about you coming home and figuring things out with the family and the ranch and calling and responsibility and all this kind of stuff. And the deeper I dove into his character, the more that I found that this oddly reflected other areas of my life as well, with calling and things that I'm going through with my family, with my father, wanting to be there as they get older and things like that as well. So it was perfect.
It's kind of funny how that works out sometimes, not always, but sometimes it really does. So it's a good fit for you, man. It really is.
Yeah, thank you.
Kim Swanson Adams Long says, Emily, you were fantastic in Christmas in Maple Hills. Playing a doctor is a very different kind of role. Do you have a type of role that you prefer more than others?
I love being outside. If we could shoot outside every day, that would be my dream. So I don't really care what we're doing, but as long as we're outside in nature and together with good people, that's kind of my favorite thing to do. And I am really itching to get on those horses.
Yeah?
Yes, I am. Just putting that out there, Bill.
Okay. Listen, well, we've seen you pitch other things before, so I have no doubt. Season 2, she's going to be riding horses every episode. Arlene Borowski, excuse me if I get that wrong. She says, love it. Have you taken singing lessons? Jonathan, what a great voice.
Oh, thank you very much. Singing is actually something that I don't do on a regular basis. And I have an interesting past with it, so I do appreciate that. And when they were creating things for James, I have done things with guitar and some music stuff, and I've done some, I don't know, musical theater and things when I was a kid, so I can belt. If you want me to hit like the back of a room, I'll do that effortlessly. But if
Let's
you
hear it right now.
Wow, man.
If you wanted me to have like control in the nuances and to do things like real singers can do, that's been something that I've actually been really shy about. And so as they keep weaving this in, and as we've been shooting season 1, this has been really beautiful journey for me personally to kind of go through and make peace with certain areas of myself, especially around singing.
It's an amazing opportunity when you get a role like this or an opportunity like this to kind of like explore those different parts that maybe you haven't fully explored before, and who knows what'll come from it. Your next singing contract will be falling into your lap, who knows. All right, Sarah Connor says, for Emily, favorite part of working with your husband?
Oh my goodness.
First of all, have you worked with him before?
Yes, that is how we met.
That's how you met?
That's how we met, yes.
Okay.
We didn't start dating until 3 years later, but that is how we met.
Okay, so you met working with him. So how is it, so you met working with him, and then you kind of got married or whatever, and now you're here, you're working with him again. How is it different, and what's your favorite part now?
It's just so much fun to get to play with your partner. You know, we've been together for 5 years now, so there's a lot of the normal day-to-day stuff and doing dishes and doing this and that. And it's just really, it's really cool to see your partner like that, to get to go do what you both love the most in the world and get to play together.
And sometimes being under pressure, sometimes when we're doing these things, it can be a lot of pressure and hurry up and go and things. How have you guys handled that aspect working together? Like you're both there for each other and supportive, and that's a beautiful thing. That's great. Well, good to hear that.
He's my absolute rock. I don't know what I would do without him. He's amazing. When I'm shooting, he's in the hotel running lines with me and making me dinner and just taking care of me fully, and I'm really grateful.
He's making all of us guys look bad. Is what he's doing.
He's
like,
pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's amazing. I'm happy for you. That's a beautiful thing. And
I'm very lucky.
We're gonna say we'll see you in a bit. Thank you for being here for right now, but you're not going anywhere because you're gonna join us back at the end of the show.
Thank you.
You're amazing. We won't let you go just yet. And I'm also very, very excited for our next guest. Brittany Underwood and Jonathan Stoddard have already teamed up for a Great American's Royal Christmas Ballet, and now they're bringing that same charm and on-screen spark to Crossroad Springs. Let's take a look. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Hello, I'll be right with you.
Thank you. Yeah. Maggie?
James? James Hamilton, did you really just walk into my cafe? Gosh, I feel like it's been forever.
Yeah, 15 years, give or take.
Has it really been that long? I guess it has. And even longer since high school. Wow,
you haven't changed.
Neither have you.
The place looks great. Is this yours?
Yeah, every inch of it. I opened it last summer. I named it after my grandmother.
Daisy Mae Cafe. Daisy Mae Johnson. I should have put that together. She made the best lemonade and tarts.
She really did. Would you like some? I finally got her to hand me down the family recipe.
The secret lemonade recipe? Yes, of course, I would love some.
Are you hungry?
I'm starving. Yeah, I've been working out at the ranch a little bit, just helping Dad. Worked up quite an appetite.
Well, what can I get for you?
Do you have a roast beef sandwich?
We actually do. Extra pickles. Some things don't change.
Brittany Underwood is here. What a sweet scene. You can feel the chemistry between you guys.
Oh,
great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah, so happy that you're here. Thanks for taking the time. You guys, like I said, have you've worked together before, like I mentioned, on Royal Christmas Ballet. Back again. But Jonathan, Brittany playing your love interest in this was kept as a little bit of a surprise to you.
Yeah.
Tell us.
So we didn't know who was gonna play Maggie, like going into shooting.
Yeah.
So it was a big question mark. Even with Emily and Franco, there were just still some things that we were figuring out, and so we're getting closer. Like the next week, we have to start shooting Maggie scenes, and all of a sudden, all my text messages with my agent, with Bill, with production team, everybody goes quiet. I'm texting people, like just.
You're like, what's happening with Maggie? Where's the casting? What do I need to know?
Well, no, not even.
Crickets.
Not even about just, hey, what's up with casting, but like, hey, how was your day? Or did we figure this out with like this contract or the next one?
Everybody just ghosts you.
Silence.
Wow.
Radio.
Tough crowd.
Silence. and then all of a sudden, Beth over brain power, she ends up letting me know.
Oh, it was Beth. I didn't know.
Oh, so wait a minute. You were like, this was all the plan.
She was quiet. Everybody was quiet.
Bill texted me and was like, it was Bill's idea to not let Jonathan know. He was like, Brittany, what if we make it a surprise? Don't say anything and tell Peter not to say anything, his agent, who's now my agent because he hooked me up with his agent. So it was a whole thing and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. And then all of a sudden I get a text from Jonathan and it's just, Brittany, in all caps. And I was like, who told you?
So how are you planning on revealing this?
I told Bill, I said, let's just do it on set. Like,
Great.
Like, keep me off the call sheet and I just show up and it'll just be like, surprise.
I love it. But but you came close. You still surprised him a little.
Oh, I lost my mind. I started calling everybody. Bill was like, John, I was actively avoiding all of your texts. He's like, I couldn't respond to even just a how are you? Because I was so excited and was going to tell you. So he was like, all I could do is just like silence.
Everybody wanted to see the two of you together again. So let's talk about Maggie. What was it that drew you to this great character?
I love that Maggie is the girl that likes to hear everyone out and really just kind of help people through their issues and their problems. I mean, I like to be that for my friends, and I so appreciate my friend. Jonathan has been one of those friends to me when I'm going through things. So to be able to be that as a character, that was just so sweet for me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I used to work at a bar restaurant, so I love that sense of like, come on down, let me take care of you. What do you need? When I was working at the restaurant, I'd be like, oh, what do you normally like? Oh, you like this? Okay, I'm gonna get you this. If you don't like it, it's on me. Like, I just love that. So that hospitality and the community and the friends.
Can I hang out with you?
Yes,
because I need some of that. And I'm like, let's go. We should all go out after this.
Yes.
Actually, we might be.
Yeah.
Now, your characters, not just the two of us, like a whole group.
Everybody has a group thing.
Sounded kind of weird. So your characters have long history. Obviously, we sensed that already. You knew that the pickles went with the roast beef sandwich.
Obviously.
How does that, how does the history, how does their long history shape the story?
Oh, well, I mean, the fact that, they've gone through so much like as kids, and then they took that break because she moved away, he moved away, and then they both come back to town at around the same time. And it's kind of just like chapter 2 of being home. And Jonathan and I, we've actually done so many projects together. I directed him twice, is how we met.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
That's originally how we met.
That's how we met, is he was in 2 of my movies.
That's amazing.
And then we got cast in 4 in a row that he was my prince. In every single movie, he's always my prince.
I mean, you can't, I get it. You know what I mean? I look at him and you just get it, for sure.
He's such a prince, yeah.
He's such a prince.
Yeah.
So I know you're sitting right there, whatever.
Whatever,
Yeah. So you've got that.
Of course.
We were, before you got here, we were talking about how important it is to have a little bit of history with somebody and have how that helps in some of these productions, because as you know, as a director and as an actress, that we move quick, and it definitely helps. So it's fun that you guys are together, and we all love it. Go ahead.
Well, just gonna say, being able to already know your scene partner and to have so much history because of how much work we've already done.
Yes.
And just to say, we already have such an incredible love bond already, just because we've gone through so many things from being on set. And so as soon as she gets on set, it's like, cool, I already have history. And how that plays out in Crossroad Springs is there's already that familiarity that we're revisiting immediately. And then outside of that, with the acting and everything, it's like, great, I know she's gonna come on, she's a force. From day one, knowing her lines, creativity, flexibility, we already know kind of how we're going to approach scenes and play with things together. And so we're able to explore the dynamic in a different way because we already have that natural history that carries into this history.
Something that's coming up for me, and this might just be for me being an actress, so the fact that you've directed him before, did you get, how does that kind of sneak in there a little bit when you're acting together, but or you just kind of let that role of director kind of aside, and now you guys are just equals on set and doing your thing and figuring this out together? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. It's a totally fair question.
Yeah.
I think with Jonathan, first of all, he doesn't need much directing. He just is that, and I just think that it's nice to take off the directing that.
No, I get
and
it.
just like that's, you know, up to the director, and we love our director. He's so good at that. So when I'm just in the scene with him, I mean, acting is what I've been doing since I was a little kid. So I love to just get lost in a scene with whoever my scene partner is. And for me, the directing just comes from like, okay, make sure you don't block someone, or like certain things
knowing
to just
shots,
be aware
knowing
of.
things, of
Yes,
course, yeah.
but in terms of our scenes, like we always talk the night before. We always go over our lines together the night before. We find things, we fine tune things with each other, and then that's it. And then we just get to set and we let it live.
That's
you know?
beautiful.
Her director brain is amazing. Because then when we do talk about things, we do explore from both sides. And then even in the middle of the scene, we'll be doing a scene, and then it's like, okay, cool, cut. We'll be like, okay, how was that? Was that good?
Yeah, we
Was
do
that good?
help each other.
And
It's like a very
we do like a co-director like check-in thing, and whether that's like
It's amazing. There's a lot of trust.
There's a lot of
for people at home,
trust,
like you got to have a lot of trust and comfortability and also confidence in order for that dynamic to happen. So that's, I mean, it shows. It shows for sure. Now, I know that also Maggie has the initial idea for Cowboy Church, and just like talk a little bit about how she contributes to the growth, spirit of the community.
Yeah, so it was really interesting that Maggie was the one who ended up having the idea for cowboy churches, because I didn't know anything about cowboy churches, and apparently it's when ranch hands have been on the road and they're traveling and they're just looking for a place to still worship while they're on the road. So being able to be the one to kind of give him that idea, first of all, is a beautiful thing, and I feel honored as a character to be the one to do that. But it goes towards Maggie's character, where she knows him so well, she knows his passion, and having the cowboy church is like the perfect mix of his passion and his calling, you know, of what he's so familiar with, his destiny to take over the family ranch, but also to bring everything that he can from his pastorship and his voice of God. So I feel truly honored that I gave that to him.
And what do you guys admire about each other's characters? Jonathan, you go first.
Well, I was gonna say, for me, Maggie in the show is James's North Star. So for everybody else, James is usually the one that's kind of helping offer guidance or offering a safe space to explore a struggle or a problem so that there can be clarity gained to find the solution. But who does that for James? There's, of course, God and listening and communicating in that way, but it is also nice to have somebody talk back with you sometimes. And Maggie is his North Star throughout the entire thing. And so from coming up with ideas or offering new perspectives to struggles, and then getting to the point of mentioning a cowboy church and educating James on this, it's amazing.
And what do you admire, or what does Maggie admire about Jonathan's character?
I love that James is also just a human, you know, like he doesn't try and pretend to be somebody that doesn't have these emotions because he's a man of God, like that he feels he has to act a certain way. Like you see him get frustrated, you see him get upset, and it's so real that like nobody's perfect, everybody has the things that they're working toward, and so you can always feel his compass and his North Star, and that's very sweet that you view Maggie as that. I agree, I think they help each other in that way, but that he's just so real and he's so humble. And I love that, you know, the way he is with his family and his father, and even when his father gets upset at him, like he still keeps his composure, and just the way he reacts to adversity, I think is admirable.
First of all, those are great answers and great characteristics of both your characters. In Parade Magazine, we're going to get back to one of their questions now. Parade Magazine wants to ask you both, what has it been like working for Great American Family, and specifically on this series? Yeah, go ahead, Jonathan.
Go ahead.
So Great American Family has been such an incredible platform for a lot of reasons. I feel like in today's world, there's so much content happening, but there's so much content about distraction or just trying to like gain, I don't know, it's like, it's flashy, it's action, there are these other things, but what's solid about Great American Family is that this is a place where you can actually come to bring your kids, you can bring the whole family, and you can rely on content and a series like Crossroad brings to be able to not only relate on a human level, but this can also be educational. And there aren't any platforms right now that offer just that. So for me, working with Great American Family to create and produce content has been, it's amazing. It's amazing, just to say the least.
Yeah. I love all that. And you know, anybody that works for them like we do can just totally relate to that too. So it's a great answer.
Yeah.
Sure.
One more thing I'll
please,
add to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember when I was a kid, and when I would watch something, and I wouldn't understand what the characters were going through, but I knew that there was something real and raw there. And then when the show was off, I would talk to my parents, and they would explain to me what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so much of an educational process for me. And for me, that's what we're missing. And for me, that's what Great America is offering to the world at large.
Nice. Nice. Go ahead, Brittany.
Well, for one, it makes my mom very happy.
Yeah.
They go to church every single day, and she gets very upset when I do my thrillers because she's like, "Ay, Brittany, you're always running from the killer." No. So then she's like, "Why can't you do more Christmas or happy ones?" So like I told her I was doing this, she goes, "Oh, thank you, Jesus." Like she's so happy that I'm doing something that's not getting like running away from somebody who's trying to kill me. So that's
an answer in itself. I mean,
yeah.
that's a great answer.
My mom's Colombian, by the way. That's where that accent came from.
Yeah.
But no, she's very happy. They're thrilled, and so yeah, you guys are making me proud daughter, a good daughter point. But no, it's the sense of community.
Yeah.
Everybody is so nice and kind,
Yeah.
and just the energy surrounding every project that Great American does is just so uplifting and warm. And to your point, like we need this content right now.
Absolutely.
You know, everything has gotten so divisive and so like you against me, and it's just like why can't we all just like sit together and enjoy the sense of community and supporting each other? There's a beautiful line about taking on each other's burdens, and I love that. So
of course,
it's a great show for us to be a part of.
And so much of all of those aspects are found within the series. Obviously, faith and family and resilience and compassion, and you know, getting through challenges, and you know, obviously dealing with difficulties with the feud, but you know, hopefully eventually doing it in a way that we can all kind of learn from. And so there's just so much of it. So thank you for sharing that. We got to make sure we get to your questions at home. Here we go, everybody. You guys have been patient all the time. Okay. Angel Burley says, "Hey, Brittany."
Hi.
She says, "Hey, Brittany. How is Maggie different from other characters you played?"
Oh, how is Maggie different? Well, because I'm like, I have played a waitress before. I've played a lot of these aspects before. No, but just in the way that I don't know that I've played like an advice giver to this extent. Or maybe to Kristen Alderson on One Life to Live.
We've got, Brittany and I have a little history, which, by the way, like is a blur because it was a minute ago for me anyway. But we crossed in the daytime world.
Back in the soap days. So yeah, I was the advice giver there. But no, she's very sweet. First of all, the outfits are gorgeous. They're such like cute, homey little with the aprons. Like I always feel like the characters are like so defining for me. Like as soon as I went on and saw that, I was like, okay, now I know my character. She's like always making a pie.
It's actually a good point. I mean, sometimes, but Bill, if you're watching still, you had Brittany at the outfits. So you know.
The outfits.
Yeah, there you go.
Pie making Maggie.
Okay, so Martha J. Jonathan, do you prefer playing a prince like you do in your Christmas movies, directed by Brittany, or a pastor?
I cannot. It's not a cop out. I don't know if I can compare them. But I will say, playing a prince and like changing it up every now and then, because it's different accents. It's jumping into a different world entirely. It's such a fun make-believe world. The place I'm coming from is make-believe, and it's every time she's like, so you're the prince from, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, from Genovia, Wachovia. And I'm like, well, yes. But we're trying to keep it on the down low. Yeah. And they're just, it's just fun to step into these different worlds. And so I don't know. I can't compare them. Sorry.
They're just different.
Yeah, it's just
They're
different,
all like our children. Amazing. You can't pick a favorite. Beth Barkley says, Brittany, are we going to learn a little bit about Maggie's backstory, especially as it relates to James?
Oh, Bill.
Yeah. Oh, he's watching.
Cue flashbacks.
Cue flashbacks. Yeah, I mean, she does talk a little bit about her history, and you'll just have to wait and find out. Don't be asking for spoilers now. Come on.
We already announced that there's four more episodes of season 1, so we're excited. Who knows? Maybe there's more to find out in that.
And season 2.
Yeah. Wait.
Did you hear that?
I know, I heard him say season 2.
Well, he said that, yeah. I mean, I don't think that was an official announcement. I'm going to try to protect Bill a little bit. I mean, I didn't sound like it's super official, but he's very optimistic.
Right. It's on
but
his
it's
mind,
official.
so-
I mean, season 1 is continuing.
Yes,
Let's just go step by step.
It's swimming around there.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. Listen, this is a hit. People love it. Bill loves it. The viewers are going to love it. You guys are great. You know, just stay in it. You guys know how this goes. Like, you just keep doing what you're doing. It's working amazing. And Brittany, thank you so much. First of all, great to see you again, and great to see you here. But you're not going anywhere. You're going to be sticking around. You'll be back with us a little bit later. But right now, we are excited to welcome country music artist Jillian Cardarelli, who plays Janie Carson, country singer who comes to Crossroad Springs to perform during the baptism, of a new member of the community.
We also have the ever so talented Janie Carson joining us today and treating us to her beautiful music.
Let's just take a second and say hi. Thanks for being with us and understanding this is live. And also, let's give everyone a glimpse of that special scene and forget that ever happened.
We also have the ever so talented Janie Carson joining us today and treating us to her beautiful music. Janie, please.
Nearer, my God, to thee, nearer to thee, even though it be a cross that raiseth me, still all my song shall be nearer, my God, to thee, nearer, my God, to thee, nearer to thee.
Okay, so first of all, in the midst of all the kind of the madness behind the scenes, that just sort of like rocked everybody. That was so beautiful. You such. I mean, I know you keep hearing this, but thank you and welcome, and thanks for being here, Julia. Just a beautiful, beautiful voice and powerful, powerful scene. Congratulations on all of it. So, what did it mean to you, like, to have the opportunity to perform on a show like this, on a series like this, such a beautiful faith-based moment and performance?
Well, truthfully, I wasn't all too familiar with cowboy churches before coming onto Crossroad Springs. I grew up singing in a more traditional church setting when I was a little girl. So to come in for this scene and to be able to bring music to it was just so powerful, and seeing faith being practiced anywhere was just so special too. So to be able to bring a little music was just a really powerful moment.
Well, it's powerful for us watching and listening, I'll tell you that right now. And I think we're going to be maybe hearing a little bit more later, but we'll get to that in a second. So you're both talented musicians. We've heard you both sing now at this point. And we've talked to a little bit tonight when Bill was joining us about how music really does affect like a show, a performance, a theatrical performance, or something on television. So talk to us a little bit about that. How do you think music really does help you as an actress, as an actor, but also help the viewer just kind of feel that emotion and take us to a place maybe they wouldn't without the music?
Well, music is heart and emotion put to melody, and we can all relate to music. It's the soundtrack of our lives. I remember when I was a little girl hearing Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You. I was about 7 years old. I kept telling my parents, play it again, play it again. And I'd never experienced what she was singing about, but that's the power of music. It makes us feel something. So I think to bring music to such a dynamic show like this is just so powerful.
It's so true. Jonathan, you want to sort of piggyback on that?
Yeah, the idea of bringing music, especially into a show like this, that really favors faith, family, and the importance of community. I've never gone to church where there wasn't music, and it's one of it's just one of the most fantastic ways to start standing up. Especially as a kid, that was my favorite thing, getting up, singing, and I had so much fun with it. So to do a show like this, to make sure that we can incorporate this soulful, beautiful, I'm looking at the guitar, but
is there a guitar there? I didn't even notice. What happened?
But it really is amazing, because there's so much that a chord can say that words can't, or there's so much that just, because Voice of an Angel, the tenderness or control, or the way that she does a vibrato or sings about a certain thing that just sends chills throughout the body. You can read the lyrics off a page, but once you put music behind it, it's its own thing.
And if we go back, I mentioned this already tonight, but I mean, it's from what I understand, the reason why music was brought into theater to begin with, to help the audience know the feeling and what they're supposed to, to kind of deepen that emotion of the scene, and it's carried through in everything that you guys are doing as well. Now, we've seen the guitar sitting there. You have something special prepared for us. What can we expect? We'll just talk about it first.
Yes.
Tell us.
So we did the scene at the baptism.
Yes.
In Toronto, we're there. She does music. I like writing music. I call myself a passion player. She is a clearly very accomplished, amazing musician. So I was like, you know what? This would be really fun. We started talking about music. I said, it'd be cool if we were to write something together.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she was like, oh yeah, that'd be great. Let's write.
Yeah, she'd be like, that's really cute.
No, he's
sure
so
you'd like to
talented.
write. Absolutely. Oh, isn't he cute?
And no, because I'm totally humbled. I mean, you saw the
No,
clip.
bro, I know.
She's singing a cappella, and we
Of
were literally
course.
sitting there during the baptism scene,
Yeah.
like jaws on the floor, just entranced. So whether she was placating me or not, it was beautiful, and I felt loved walking away from the scene, being like, there is hope. Maybe we'll write something.
Yeah.
And then coming into this, because there are things like with Aunt Amy and I doing music, they had said, wouldn't it be cool if there was a song, maybe we can get clearance for that. We're not quite sure. We want to be careful about it. And I said, what about an original? And Jillian's brilliant. So I could give her a call. Maybe she'll say yes.
And she did.
She did.
Yes.
And you guys wrote a song together, and Jillian, it was basically, tell us a little bit about the creative experience through it, because did you write this in one day?
One day, and we actually wrote 3 songs inspired by Crossroad Springs in one day.
Wow.
So when he called me, I had this writing appointment with my dear friend and co-writer Ryan Sorstad on the books for months.
Okay.
So it was like a divine appointment, a total God wink.
I love it.
It really was. So we get together, we Zoom him in, and you never know how these things go. Co-writing, it's like there's chemistry, maybe there's not. And to get 3 songs we both loved in the span of maybe
It was a couple hours.
hours, we just kept going,
That's
snowballing off these ideas.
Just to somebody who does not have that ability within me, I just can't even understand it. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So we're going to hear one today, one of the 3. And how does this song, how does its essence reflect Crossroad Springs?
Well, so going into it, we knew that we wanted to bring in faith, family, or an essence of community. We wanted it to be really fun, and so we wanted there to be life, this idea that you can have a small town with a lot of heart. So we wanted that to have this kind of fun,
toe tapping.
toe tapping, heartbeat,
We wanted to capture the essence of what Crossroad Springs is, because we've been in the world, we've been immersed in it, and we wanted to kind of give people a little bit of what that feeling is like.
Yeah.
And I kind of just love another cool aspect of this series, of this family behind the scenes, is that this friendship and this kind of joint project has come from it. And I don't know about everybody at home, but I'm ready to hear it. How about you? Let's go. Let's get that guitar out, put it to use, and I'll be quiet and just listen.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I haven't played it with a suit on.
A suit, I know.
It'll be interesting. We'll do this. All right, so as I'm setting this up, I will say, it was really fun, and I think part of the reason why it was so effortless to be able to just come up with stuff and to riff off each other is because both of us knew the world. She'd seen the cowboy church, she saw the barn, she saw Crossroad Springs and the Hamilton Ranch and the people and everybody on it. And so as we were talking to each other about ideas, it wasn't like we were, you're not trying to, it's not like you're trying to explain what the color blue is to somebody or what a rose smells like. It's like, no, she knows, and I know, and now we're just trying to figure out how do we put it into a phrase? How do we capture
that?
it?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
here we go. What's the name?
Crossroad Springs.
Okay. Probably should have known that.
all right, ready?
Ready. There's a 2-lane road where the blacktop ends. Ain't a stranger inside, 'cause we're all friends. Friday night and the whole town sings when the band strikes up down at Crossroad Springs. Sunday morning down on 5th and Main, you can tell time when those church bells ring. And we thank God for the life we made down at Crossroad Springs where we were raised. If you're looking for a place that feels like home, well, here's where you belong. Down at Crossroad Springs. Come down to Crossroad Springs. It's a little piece of heaven, all the simple things. That's the heartbeat here down at Crossroad Springs. 'Cause that's just who we are. Small town with a big heart. There's a red dirt lot where the trucks all park. Tailgates down till the morning starts. And John Deere green meets a blue jean queen. Forever love is born down at Crossroad Springs. If you're looking for a place that feels like home, well, here's where you belong. Down at Crossroad Springs. Come down to Crossroad Springs. It's a little piece of heaven, all the simple things. That's the heartbeat here down at Crossroad Springs. It's the heartbeat here down at Crossroad Springs. 'Cause that's just who we are. Two-step into a steel guitar. Fireflies dancing underneath the stars. Down at Crossroad Springs. Come down to Crossroad Springs. It's a little piece of heaven, all the simple things. That's the heartbeat here down at Crossroad Springs. At Crossroad Springs. Come down to Crossroad Springs. It's a little piece of heaven, all the simple things. That's the heartbeat here down at Crossroad Springs. It's the heartbeat here down at Crossroad Springs. That's the heartbeat here down at Crossroad Springs.
You got this place. You guys can't see it home, but they got this place dancing behind the cameras, behind the scenes. People are straight, like screaming silently, jumping all over the place. That was beautiful and fun, like you said. It had a lot of energy, and it was just fantastic. I bet you everybody at home is going to be singing that one for a while for sure. And hopefully everybody at home enjoyed that as much as we did here. And right now we're going to find out, because I think, we don't have any Facebook questions because we got to keep things moving. We've been talking too much. Probably my fault. But right now, we're excited to welcome 2 more cast members joining us remotely. Here we go, Aaron Agostino and John McLaren. I'm assuming they were listening. We'll find out in a second. They play Tina and Lewis, a couple whose story is all about love and resilience and new beginnings. And right now, we're just going to enjoy that song in our heart, and we're going to take a look at this clip.
So you need experience to get the job, but the job to get experience.
Exactly. It's a catch-22.
Well, I think it should count that you have such a great attitude.
If only we could pay our rent with our positive outlook.
You're gonna get this one. I just know it.
I have the greatest wife in the world.
Well, you're gonna nail it. I believe in you.
Wish me luck.
No, you don't need luck. God's on your side, and He has a plan for us.
That he does.
There's two more incredible talent right there in Crossroad Springs. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, everyone.
I know you've been a little patient because I've seen you in sort of some of the cameras here just kind of waiting. I know we've been talking. We're going a little bit long, so I really appreciate you joining us and taking the time for us tonight. Tell us a little bit about Tina and Lewis and what brought them to Crossroad Springs, guys.
Yeah, I think,
Well,
I mean, Tina and Lewis. Sorry, you go ahead, Aaron.
oh, it's already our dynamic.
Yeah, it's already,
We're very
yeah,
couple.
exactly.
Yeah. So Lewis and Tina came to Crossroad Springs because Lewis got a job at the power plant, and they're a happily married couple. And Tina is 6 months pregnant with their first child when we met them. And unfortunately, Lewis gets laid off, and they are looking for a new job and just going through the struggle of a new baby on the way and unsure of how do you take the next step.
Yeah, go ahead and jump in there, John, if you want.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I just think they're a couple who's, trying to make, create the best possible world for their child to come. I think that's what everybody wants, I think, when they've got a little one on the way, right?
For sure, for sure. Why do you think viewers are going to be drawn to them as a couple? What is it about their dynamic? I think you guys have both alluded to this a little bit, to the fact that we can all relate to challenges and amazing joys and everything in between, and the way that we can almost learn through watching this couple kind of deal with everything in between there.
Yeah, I think they're just super relatable. Now you're trying to go.
You go,
I think
John.
yeah. I think they're just so relatable as a couple. I mean, they're very rooted in the love they have for one another, for the life that they're trying to create for themselves and for their newborn on the way. And there's so many people out there that can relate to that, and the highs and the lows and the uncertainty, I think, that comes with that kind of unknown with a child on the way, especially when you fall on hard times. There's so many people in this world that deal with all sorts of different struggles, and I think that's what makes them so relatable, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that's like to your point also, and obviously I'll let you chime in there too. But yeah, that we can relate to that. We can also see how they get through it and understand and learn that going through these ups and downs in life can make us stronger in many, many ways as well. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're like a pillar of strength for each other, I feel like. They're a very supportive couple. They go through their own individual struggles as the season progresses, and they're really there for the other person. Even though they're going through something on their own journey, they're able to kind of step in and lift their partner up, which is a really beautiful thing to experience and see.
Yeah, again, that's really important, I think, and inspiring for viewers to see. But what roles do moments like the baptism play in uniting everyone in Crossroad Springs? Because that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think children are such miracles, right? I mean, it takes a miracle to bring a child into this world, and I just think I think when something like that happens, something so big happens, it just brings everybody together, whether you're part of the immediate family or you're part of the community. Everybody just bands together because it really is a miracle, and they're kind of a beacon of hope in this world to, echo what I think some of what Jonathan and Brittany were saying earlier. There's so much noise out there in the world sometimes, and people constantly just, me versus you versus me, and just a lot of just just a lot of chatter out there in the world, and to have this little innocent bundle of joy arrive is just, it's something that everybody wants to witness and be a part of. And the baptism scene, I can't wait for everybody to see it. It's so beautiful, and I mean, you saw Jillian singing, and it's incredible. I cannot wait for people to see it.
Aaron, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, it also, concerning the show, it really, I don't know how much I can say, but it also shows the lack of a place of worship in Crossroad Springs, and maybe a certain character sees the importance of that, but maybe not. You'll have to watch. But yeah, so it really demonstrates a point that Crossroad Springs is in need of a place of worship.
That's a good tease. You did a good job not giving too much information away. No, it's good. It's got me thinking, even though I know. But so, no, it was great. What do you think, what do you actually, I should say, what do you hope viewers will take away from their story and watching this couple work through their issues?
I mean, I think for me with, wait, do you want to go first?
You guys are like a real couple.
This is literally Aaron and I on set.
No, I mean, it's great. It's
very
great.
annoying.
It's sweet.
I think for me with Tina and Lewis, what I really love about them and Crossroad Springs as a whole is it's really about family, and what I love about their journey is that it kind of really emphasizes that family can come from all over the place. It doesn't have to necessarily be the family that you're born into. It can be the friends you meet along the way. It can be the community that, you know, lifts you up when you're not necessarily in the greatest spot in life. And so that to me is that what I hope people take away from their story is that you're never truly alone. No matter, you know, how hard things get sometimes, there's always that light at the end of the tunnel, and I think you'll see throughout the season as Tina and Lewis grow and deal with their challenges that it can and it does and it will work out at the end of the day.
I like that, John. Go ahead, Aaron.
I think their journey really shows just the importance of staying open when you really just want to stay closed, and accepting help from anyone when that's a really hard thing to do. And most importantly, the belief within yourself can get you through some of the hardships that life throws at you. And sometimes having faith in yourself is all you really need.
Yeah, those are all amazing takeaways. I completely agree. I love that. Parade Magazine also wants to ask you both, what do you like most about Crossroad Springs? John, you first. No. I'm gonna. No, that's up to me. Let me be the marriage counselor here. No. Okay. No, well, we're gonna alternate. John, go ahead.
Again, I mean, I don't want this to be a cop-out answer, but I love the aspect of family in the show. I mean, it's coming, as I said, family comes in many shapes, sizes, and forms, and from, you know, the Hamiltons really banding together from, you know, multiple places, multiple locations, and coming home and rallying around each other to help the family, you know, thrive, and to Tina and Lewis, who are a little bit lost and a little bit down on their luck, to essentially finding, you know, their own version of their family, as, you know, we will eventually see their family actually grow by the end of the season. So it's for me it's family and how fiercely everybody fights for their version of family in the show.
Aaron, now it's your turn.
She said my answer. No, I'm joking.
Oh man, I should have gone to you first.
Yes.
I think the sense of community, that small town values that just don't exist in a big city, where you can lean on a neighbor or a stranger can help a stranger. And it's just that sense of community that brings people together, that even if you are alone or you're struggling, you don't feel so alone.
I like that. I love that. Like, I really do. There is something so special about that sort of small town experience. And, You know, for instance, like whenever I get a chance for vacation, I don't go to the big city. Like I want to go to that to get that essence, to get that feeling. And you're right, every scene, every moment, everything that you get from Crossroad Springs sort of has that essence, and I think that's really important. And I love the dynamic that you guys have, both here live as well as on the show. And guys, thank you so much for joining. Like I said, I know we ran a little long, so thanks for your patience. I know the viewers are going to love your story, no matter what, along with everyone else from the cast. Thanks again for joining us. And right now, let's take another look
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Let's take a look at Crossroad Springs, guys. Here's another look.
Dad, you're pushing yourself way too hard.
Well, if you or your brother had taken over the ranch, we wouldn't have this problem. A stranger in the midst. I haven't seen you here for a while.
It's good to see you too, Dad.
Daniel Newman, you have no business being on this land. As many times as your family's tried to take it from us, it is still ours.
Son, I can't be the one that let this land get away.
Dear Heavenly Father, give me grace so that I may know thy will.
Did you really just walk into my cafe? I feel like it's been forever.
I have been working very hard all afternoon.
Working hard. I'm the one that's here, doing it every day.
I just got a mouthful from Dad. Chicago's too far. I'm not visiting enough.
I love my brother so much, and he pushes so hard.
I have to trust that God's hand is in them, even if we can't see the path ahead.
I just want more of it. I don't know what to tell you. And we've got more. Look at now. We've got like a good chunk of the cast anyway joining me right now. Thank you for spending the evening with us and celebrating the show. Also, thank you for everybody that's also Facebook and YouTube for joining in on the fun. We've had a great night. We're wrapping up. We're not over yet, so we want to ask a few more questions. We've got the team here together, all nestled on the couch and on the bench. Parade Magazine would love to ask a question to you guys. I'm going to start with you, Brittany. If you could play another character on the show, who would it be? And I'm going to go through quick. We'll keep this a little bit tight. So another character on the show, who would it be?
I think Aunt Amy, although she's great and everybody's great, but
Okay, you're up.
Willis.
Willis. Okay, well,
I want to play with those toys.
Yeah, there you go.
Janet, doctor.
Oh, I love it. Jonathan?
Daniel Newman.
Wait, if my memory, that's who you thought you were going to be.
Anyway.
Well, look at you now. More exciting news, everybody. You can join our Crossroad Springs broadcast channel on Great American Family's Instagram. Now, by joining the channel, you'll get exclusive first looks, sneak peeks, behind-the-scenes content, a whole lot more than that. You'll see right here all the amazing content that you'll get from the broadcast channel on Instagram. So go ahead and check that out. It's pretty amazing, by the way, and the premiere of Crossroad Springs is almost here. I mentioned it before, and I promised I would mention it again. Streaming on Flix August 28th, and then on Great American Family on August 30th. You can also tune in to Great American Family on DirecTV. That's on channel 326. We wouldn't want you guys to go without it. You can watch it on Crossroad Springs, Saturday, August 30th. That's 8 p.m., 7 Central. Get your friends and family together and enjoy it. Something I personally love about the show, I talked about this already, is that from Aunt Amy to Tina and Lewis becoming new parents, there's someone for everyone to connect to. You know, we've been talking about that kind of all night. And then speaking of connections, faith is one of the most important connections throughout the series, throughout this network, but throughout this series. And a great way to stay connected to your faith is the prayer Bible. We talked about it already tonight. Here it is. It combines scripture with prayers and reflection that encourage you to pause, think about what you are reading, and make that quiet time more focused and intentional and grow those beautiful inner qualities. The prayer Bible guides you even when you can't find the words to pray with scripture. So there you go. If you'd like to make this part of your own daily routine, you can visit prayerbible.com and order yours today. Highly recommend it. It's always good to have a little guidance with your prayers and, you know, working on yourself day in and day out. So I want to say one more time, thank you all so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Jonathan, you have something to say?
We can't do a full outro yet.
There is one more
One
thing.
more thing.
Okay. This is even a surprise to me.
Okay.
Do I have to sing?
No.
Okay, great. Then I'm just going to listen.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you want.
Okay.
So this is a surprise thing. Viewers at home, everybody going on. All right. We're going to be following her vocally.
Okay.
And this is for somebody very special. Better?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cameron. Happy birthday to you.
That was really sweet. Thank you so much. Sorry, I don't know why that was the most. I didn't have anyone to say. That was the first happy birthday I got sung to me this year, so that was so sweet. And by the way, probably the most beautiful rendition ever. Who gets that? That's very, very thoughtful. And by the way, got me a little bit. Let's get out of here quick. I stay cool and composed and look like all tough. You guys are lovely. Thank you very much. That was really beautiful. Thank you to all of you. I appreciate that. Thank you to all of you at home. Look, I can't even speak. We really, really love when you join us and connect with us, and we'll see you very, very, very soon. Have a great night, everybody, and thanks, guys.
Thank you, Cameron.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
You guys.